one of the most surprising movements has been the emergence of cogent resistance to the idea that humanity is at war and the Thargoids are the antagonists. Are the Thargoids misunderstood friends or unforgivable mortal enemies? There has been no shortage of crackpot extremists who insist on the Thargoids' innocence over the roar of burning stations. But there have also been more thoughtful voices, quietly questioning the narrative that the likes of Aidan Tanner and Zachary Hudson have been propagating. What if the Thargoids are running from something themselves? What if they are merely responding to greater aggression on our side? It is well documented that, at least initially, the starports attacked were those harboring Aegis bases. Aegis, the cross-power initiative seeking to provide a muscular response to perceived alien aggression, is ideologically similar to the disgraced Intergalactic Naval Research Arm, or INRA, the outfit widely held responsible for Thargoid genocide in the mid-32nd century. The Pilots Federation enjoys a unique perspective on the war. While it is not our homes burning and not our habitation rings melted away, we see the damage the Thargoids cause as we traverse the stars. Members of the Pilots Federation have been more animated in their responses to the Thargoid threat than most members of our society, and many would argue are more capable of a response. They have coalesced around two schools of thought, epitomized by two groups. The Anti-Xeno Initiative, or AXI, emerged shortly after the fall of the Oracle Station and the Pleiades star cluster. Their founder, Commander Gluttony Fang, was one of the first to document the station as it lay in ruin following the attack by Thargoids. The group formed as effective Anti-Xeno, or AX, weapons became available through Aegis and works to support independent pilots wishing to engage in combat with aliens. For them, according to Commander 100 Point Run, a leader, it's primarily defending systems and preventing loss of lives. This uncontroversial ambition doesn't accurately reflect the perception the Anti-Xeno initiative has earned, however. Its members are renowned Thargoid hunters who celebrate their kills in triumphant holovids and whose top scorers are lionized. They have come to glorify killing in the same way the early Pilots Federation did by the creation of the elite ranking system. Hate Aegis, Love Thargoids, or HALT emerged somewhat later. Reports emerged that a Commander Truffle Shuffle was interdicting ships carrying anti-Xeno weapons and attacking them, citing the Far God as his inspiration. Despite he and his acolytes being swiftly written off as crackpots, HALT was coalesced as a remarkably consistent and disciplined force. Even if the group's nominal raison d'etre are diametrically opposed, they are surprisingly in chorus with regard to one topic, Truffle Shuffle asserts.
Aegis is the one to have brought the Thargoid apocalypse to humanity. Thargoids are not hostile. They disabled our ships temporarily and scanned us. Then they let us be. Aegis took the antagonistic route.
The Anti-Xeno initiative also distanced themselves from the Cross-Power initiative, telling Sagittarius I that they are in no way affiliated with Aegis and have not been associated with them for most of 3304. Commander Gluttony Fang considers it possible that the Thargoids are merely acting instinctively, and that Aegis may be responsible for instigating the conflict. The Anti-Xeno initiative has even joined with other groups in combined operations, such as Expose Resist Rise, whose stated goal is to rid the galaxy of Aegis. The air around Aegis is undeniably fishy. It is often observed that the Thargoids target those systems where it has or had a significant presence, perhaps because the aliens somehow know that Aegis represents the arrowhead of human resistance, perhaps because they associate them with the INRA. And what of the notorious transmitters? Both HALT and the Anti-Xeno initiative believe Aegis itself is directing the aliens towards specific targets using human-made devices, which are placed suspiciously near stations that later come under attack.
The attacks on the incursion systems are a misdemeanor, a lure by Aegis with their transmitters.
If HALT can stop Aegis from planting those transmitters, we're all for it.
However, even with the Anti-Xeno initiative, the thinking on these devices varies.
Maybe whoever is behind the transmitters is also on the trail of whatever it is the Thargoids are looking for, and is using the transmitters to hinder the Thargoids' progress.
Dislike of Aiden Tanner appears to be where the agreement between HALT and the Anti-Xeno initiative ends, however. Both groups have a sworn enemy. For the Anti-Xeno initiative, it's the Thargoids. For HALT, it's the Anti-Xeno initiative. HALT have been known to attack any commander found to have Anti-Xeno or Guardian technology installed in their ships, even going so far as to fire upon those being targeted by alien ships. Whilst they do engage other humans, they purport to have rules of engagement to nullify asymmetrical scenarios against alien killers. One such rule is to only engage with equal forces, ensuring that a solo alien hunter would never be intentionally interdicted by a wing of HALT pilots. HALT members consider any ship outfitted with anti-Thargoid weaponry as hostile. In most cases, they warn the offending pilot to depart the area before engaging. Naturally, their targets are often the Anti-Xeno initiative.
If they want to take down Aegis, they should attack Aegis, not the people who are defending the innocent.
The Anti-Xeno initiative aren't taking the attacks lying down. Gluttony Fang continues to be an outspoken opponent of Thargoid sympathizers, maintaining that they are criminals guilty of treason against the entire human race. He has spearheaded the creation of a special division with the Anti-Xeno initiative to specifically combat the emergence of human opposition to the Anti-Xeno initiative cause. Humans killing humans over Thargoids. The theory of many Anti-Xeno initiative commanders is that there is something much larger and more horrifying than the Thargoids pushing them into our space. While this theory isn't overburdened with evidence, it could be posited as reason enough to try coexisting with these adversaries. For most Anti-Xeno initiative pilots, though, the damage has already been done. Many believe that the Thargoids gave up any chance of living in harmony with humanity when they launched their first attacks on human settlements.
Innocent people do not deserve to die or lose their homes just because some activists want to give peace a chance. The enemy is the alien menace, not fellow men.
The two groups have been in sporadic conflict for months now, wherever a Thargoid attack seems imminent on a human settlement. We always fight them in human space, where Thargoids have no right to be, says 100 Point Rub. The key, it seems, is why the Thargoids are here at all. On this, there are surprising consistencies between the group's thinking. Commander Stinkfist of HALT believes the Thargoids are reacting to humanity pushing into systems previously seeded by them millennia ago.
As usual, humanity thinks it's the top dog, with rights only applying to them.
Gluttony Fang, too, often contemplates whether the Thargoids are just revisiting the planets they seeded, a practice the Guardians documented. 100 Point Rub observes that they tend to target only systems containing ammonia worlds.
They see those systems as their own and humanity as weeds that grow on them.
Humans have fought and killed each other for tens of thousands of years for far less valid reasons than the ones separating the Anti-Xeno initiative and HALT. On one hand, there is a group that defends humanity from a menace that threatens the lives of humans and entire solar systems. This isn't an existential threat. Humanity numbers into the trillions, and the dead so far number in the thousands. But it is a scale of threat we as a species haven't faced before. According to some, a single human life taken at the hands or claws of an alien race automatically sets that race on an unalterable path to extinction with no hope of compromise. While there may be individuals and Anti-Xeno initiative endorsing this extreme position, most feel it is a sacred duty to protect the interests of humanity only where the two species come into conflict. Those on the other side of the coin see these beings as mostly benign, becoming less so due to human activities. They would try to understand rather than destroy these sentients. There is evidence to support this claim. Thargoid weapon systems have improved significantly over the last year since that first station attacked, when humans began their hunt. Halt believes that the only way to prevent future misunderstanding and escalation is to have humanity stop the concentrated violence from their side. The Thargoids are unlikely to go extinct anytime soon, nor will humanity. As unrealistic as the idea is of stopping all Thargoid-human confrontation, the basic premise of understanding the adversary enough to find some small island of common ground is compelling. Whether the Thargoids are searching for something or not, it seems they're being manipulated. The mysterious transmitters found near attack stations need to be fully investigated and addressed. The fact that these skirmishes tend to result in even better weapons and tactics on both sides with relatively few losses to each species might be an indicator of something much larger at work, perhaps preparing both groups for a greater challenge ahead, as if in some cosmic game of chess. As to that simple question whether Thargoids are friend or foe, perhaps another label more accurately describes us all. Pawns.